My question was, weren't the believers of Jesus deceived by the illusion that Allah placed when it came to the crucifixion?
Oh, yeah, you can say in a passive deception. I told you.
Okay, so they were deceived as well. So Allah not only deceived the disbelievers, but he also deceived the believers, right?
Okay, you can say that. Okay.
All right. So you believe that your God deceived the believers into thinking that Jesus was crucified and allowed the believers of Jesus to be deceived until Muhammad came with the Quran to clarify the deception, right?
I told you, I don't know.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. In this amazing and fascinating episode, Muslims get puzzled as he realized that Jesus rose from the dead even in Islam. Let's watch this video as Godlogic unveil the truth to him.
In the first place, he
Saz,
was
you
never
have to
dead.
listen,
That's
bro.
what he was trying to prove.
Saz, I don't want to have to mute you. Please listen. He's not a ghost. He rose again in flesh and bone.
Wait,
Same body that he died in is the same body that he resurrected. Do you understand?
Hold on. Could you be?
Wait. Do you understand that?
Wait. That's the explanation.
No, answer. Do you understand that?
No, I don't understand. I'll tell you.
Okay, so you don't understand.
I'll tell you.
So wait. So Saz, you're telling me that you cannot comprehend.
Godlogic. I'll tell you why.
I don't want to mute you, bro. Come on, bro.
I'll tell you why. You asked me a question, right?
So you mean to tell me that you do not comprehend a bodily resurrection? You don't understand what that is?
I'll tell you why. I
don't want to know. Do you understand what a bodily resurrection is?
No, I don't understand. I'll tell you why.
Okay, so you don't understand someone dying and then rising from the dead in that same body that they died in? You don't understand that?
He just cooked Islam, bro.
I'll tell you why.
Islam.
You know, according to the Quran, Jesus rose people from the dead, right?
God, like you're moving the goalposts.
I'm on yours because I have to break this down to you you know.
Okay. Godlogic. I want to ask you a question.
No, when Jesus rose people from the dead, according to your Quran, what did he rise up? Ghosts?
Bro.
Were they ghosts when he rose them from the dead? I know it's tough.
Tell me when you finish.
So. See, I'm a different level than life.
Tell me when you're done. I'm gonna cook you today. Tell me when you're done.
Okay, answer this question. When Jesus,
answer the question, please.
According to your Quran, when Jesus resurrected people, when he rose them from the dead,
hold on, I'll be back.
Did he rise up? Were they ghosts when he rose
hold on,
them
I'll
from the
be back.
dead?
Hold on, I'll be back, Godlogic. Hold on. Please.
Says, don't run. You was talking about you was cook.
I'm here.
You was talking about you was cooking. This man said, was he a ghost? What ghost got to eat? Oh, man, I ain't gonna lie. That was so funny, bro.
Is Father all-knowing? Yes. Son all-knowing? Yes. Holy Spirit all-knowing? Yes. What did they talk about?
What they talk about? Why they have to talk? Why did they have to talk? Why did they have to talk?
No, they're all-knowing, right? What are they talking about? Jesus resurrected? Yes.
Gosh.
They didn't say anything.
Yes.
They said
Is he a ghost?
they want.
What does ghost eat? Did Jesus resurrect? Did Jesus die? Yes. Did Jesus resurrect? Yes. Did he eat? Yes. Then why do ghosts eat? Do ghosts eat?
Oh my God.
Logic is so funny, man. Oh my God, man. You're trying to become these people right now.
It's tough,
man.
Christian.
Bro really thought he was cooking.
Logic, please stop acting like these people. Otherwise, you're gonna be like them.
Look, I am all things to all men in order to bring them to the gospel, man. To a Riri Muslim, I become a Riri Muslim.
Paul. That man Paul.
Oh my God, man. God, I'm just so disappointed today. Like seriously, so disappointed.
It's okay,
I
man.
don't understand.
How long are you banned for?
Yeah, Godlogic, I'm back.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, God, yeah.
So
I'll tell you
remember
the
the
reason
question.
why.
Remember the question.
Godlogic, I'll tell you the reason why.
No. You have to answer the question, bro.
I said I already answered. I said I don't understand, and I'll tell you the reason why.
Dude.
Can I tell you?
Let me catch you up before you left.
Okay.
I asked you when Jesus in the Quran.
Okay.
When Jesus rose people from the dead, were
by
they
God.
ghosts when he resurrected them?
Yeah, based on the Quran's teaching, right? Or are we talking about the Bible? Because according to the Bible, once you dead, once you die, you can never be risen. I'll tell you why.
I got
Why
you.
is this?
It's
So
okay.
difficult, brother?
It's okay, guys.
No, wait,
It's okay.
Godlogic.
It's okay, Saz, just answer the question.
Hold on.
from the Quran.
Godlogic, explain this verse to me.
No, Saz, answer the question.
Okay.
When Jesus resurrected the people, according to your Quran, were they ghosts or were they still people?
They're still people.
Okay. When Jesus resurrected Lazarus, was Lazarus still a human or was he a ghost?
He was still human.
Okay. So even according to the
Quran,
Bible, hold on. So you do understand that if you're resurrected from the dead, you're still a human person. You still got your human body, right?
Yes, according to the Quran, right?
No, that's the Bible.
No.
You just said yes.
That is where my contention is.
Your Quran doesn't.
That is where my contention is.
Saz, your Quran doesn't mention Lazarus.
Okay, that is okay. It's a contradiction.
Where do you get
And I'll tell
Lazarus
you why.
from, Saz?
Godlogic, let me speak. I'll tell you why.
Where do
This
you
is the
get-
verse.
where do
I
you
want
get
you to explain
Lazarus
to me. Godlogic, let me give you the verse so that you explain to me. Let me give you a verse so that you explain to me.
Go ahead, get the verse. Monotheist, how you doing?
Hello.
I can't get the verse, man.
Can't even talk to these people, dude. Monotheist, all right. What's up, man? You a Muslim?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, Muslim.
How do I reach these keys?
You said that Jesus was resurrected, and I guess he still had a human form, correct?
Yeah. Let's start with the crucifixion. Do you reject the crucifixion?
I reject the crucifixion that actually it didn't happen, but people think it is. So it's like, if you think God can do anything, and then God can do that too, that he can make it appear for the people to save his Messiah.
So you believe that God tricked everyone in humanity to believe that Jesus was crucified, and then 600 years later said,
No,
hey guys, I was just playing around. It was a joke.
It is. It is not. It was not tricked the humanity. It was tricked those people who tried to crucify him.
But didn't his believers think that he was crucified too?
If his believers think he is crucified, but it's already in the Psalm that he will be saved from crucifixion. So it is already prophesied.
Well, that's not true. But just sticking with what your Quran is, the narrative in your Quran, that Allah made it appear that Jesus was crucified. But that wasn't just to the ones who tried to crucify him, right? That was also to the ones who believed in him, right? Because they thought he was crucified too, right?
But already Jesus told them, like, and it is in the Old Testament that he will be saved.
When did Jesus
So it
tell them?
doesn't
When did Jesus tell them that he was not going to be crucified?
Because if it is mentioned in the Psalm, so
Brother,
then
when you said Jesus told them, where does Jesus
Because,
tell them that he's not going to be crucified?
because you believe the Psalm is revealed by the Jesus.
Brother, do you know what I'm asking?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you know what I'm asking, then I'm hoping that you can answer. You said that Jesus told his disciples that he wasn't going to be crucified. Where do we
I
find
didn't
Jesus
say
having
Jesus
this
told his
conversation?
disciples.
Yes, you
Why
did. You said
adding
Jesus. You said Jesus told them that he wasn't going to be crucified.
Well,
That's
Jesus
literally what you
told
said.
them because the God of the Psalm is Jesus, because it is written there that he will be saved from crucifixion.
So you believe that Jesus is God who revealed the Psalm?
According to you, yeah.
No, not according to me. I'm asking you because you said this. You are the one who made the claim that Jesus told them that he wasn't going to be crucified. So you're saying, oh, well, yeah, Jesus is the one who's revealing the Psalm. Right? Is that what you're saying?
Even if it is according to me, God revealed the psalm, and they told that Jesus won't be
Is
crucified.
that Jesus? Is that Jesus revealing the psalm? Is Jesus God revealing the psalm?
Sir, can you let me talk?
I am letting you talk. I'm trying to get an answer out of
if you
you.
say both way it goes against you. If you say Jesus didn't say it is God who prophesied in the Old Testament that he will be saved, if you say it is Jesus who said it, still it goes against you. So both ways. So
All right,
it
no
doesn't
worries.
matter.
So which one is it, monotheist? Is Jesus God who revealed the psalm, who told his disciples that he's not going to be crucified, or is it what? What is it?
If I say God already prophesied,
Monotheist, respectfully, it's not an if. This is what you said. If you want to take back what you said, it's fine. Take it back, but don't play games with me, please. Out of your mouth, you
the
said.
problem is that you
Out of your
believe
mouth, hold
that
on, excuse me,
Jesus is the God of.
excuse me. Out of your mouth, you said Jesus told his disciples that he wasn't going to be crucified. That's what you said. So then I asked you, where did Jesus tell them this? You said in the psalm. So that's you saying that Jesus is the one revealing the psalm. Now, is that your position, that Jesus is God who's revealing the psalm, or not?
Okay, if I say according to you Jesus, but according to me not Jesus.
Monotheist, I'm going to give you one last chance to stop pretending to be dumb here. I'm giving you another chance to be honest. I'm giving you a chance to have integrity in this conversation. I know you're a Muslim. I know it's a lot for me to ask of you, but I'm asking you to have this honest conversation. You said that Jesus told his disciples that it wasn't Jesus?
No, it wasn't Jesus.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So it wasn't Jesus. So Jesus never told his disciples that he wasn't going to be crucified, correct?
I don't know that.
You don't know that?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we'll erase that statement from earlier when you said Jesus did tell them. We'll erase that now. That's a blank now. Okay.
I had to take it because I don't know. You keep twisting with your beliefs. I had to take my statement back then.
Okay. So I think all I did was repeat your words and just asked you based on the conclusion of what your words mean. So, all right. So now that we're here, so we're back to square one. That at the crucifixion, it wasn't just the disbelievers that thought that they saw Jesus crucified, but it was also the believers in Jesus that thought he was crucified too, right?
Yeah.
So Allah tricked not just the disbelievers, but he also tricked the believers as well, correct?
If he saved his Messiah, and if the believers thinks he was crucified, so you can call it like passive deception, that God can deceive his enemies.
Yeah, I understand he could deceive his enemies, but the believers are not his enemies, right?
The believers are not his enemies, no.
Yet the believers were also deceived.
But I believe Jesus already told them that he will be saved. So this is my.
Where do you get that from?
This is my belief.
I know it's your belief. Where do you base your belief on? Where do you get it from?
Because the prophet clarifies it for the people before everything.
Where?
Like this is the belief of this should be a belief of every believer, that the prophet.
Based on what, my brother? We can only have beliefs that are based on substance, right? So some actual reality, not just on blind faith that is unsubstantiated.
That's why I give you Psalm, sir. That's why I give you Psalm, that it is already there.
No, but you said that Psalm is not Jesus speaking. So right now you're saying that you believe that Jesus had a conversation with his disciples, with his believers, and told them about what was about to happen, that he wasn't about to be crucified, but it may look like it, so that they're not deceived. Where do we find Jesus having this conversation?
Okay, whomever is speaking, but somebody is speaking it is prophesizing about Jesus Christ, correct? And the Psalm and the Hebrew, right? Anyone.
Monotheist, do you understand what I'm asking?
God, it could be Jesus, whatever.
Monotheist, do you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah, I understand, but you are like going around the circle, so that's why
I'm going around the circle.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, these Muslims. You
Okay.
you
Let me
said
ask a
you
question.
said monotheist. You said that you believe that Jesus warned his disciples himself that he was not going to be crucified.
You still coming to the same point. Right?
Well, that's what you said. You repeated it.
Okay.
You said you said we believe that. That's what I believe. We believe
Okay,
that because
that is my
you
belief,
said everyone
so-
should believe that.
Okay.
So I'm giving you an opportunity to prove what you believe. You said, because you brought it back again. Now you took it away from the psalm. You didn't say that Jesus was the one speaking in the psalm, but you're saying separately from that, Jesus had a conversation with his disciples about what was about to happen, so that they're not deceived, so they're not tricked. Where do we
Okay,
find
but the
Jesus having
same-
this conversation?
No, but the same trick in the Bible, the God has done with many people.
I appreciate that, but never do you see God blinding the believers. He'll blind the disbelievers and the rebellious, but he won't blind the believers. But you
Okay.
believe that Allah blinded the believers as well with this case, right?
If you say that if people think that Jesus was crucified, it doesn't make them polytheist, or it doesn't make them cause.
Are you okay, my brother?
Yeah. I'm okay.
Did you hear what I asked, my brother? Did I ask about polytheists or monotheists? Did I ask about that, or did I ask something else
Because
specific?
crucifixion, because I mean, like, crucifixion doesn't make him God, or like.
Did I say that?
So you mean like that?
My brother, did I say that?
Because so Christian.
Did I say that, my brother?
No, you didn't.
So
didn't.
then why are you even bringing that up?
So why you keep
I
saying
asked something very specific, my beautiful brother. I asked something very specific. I asked something very direct. I asked something very simple. My question was, weren't the believers of Jesus deceived by the illusion that Allah placed when it came to the crucifixion?
Oh, yeah, you can say in a passive deception. I told you. It is
Okay,
not-
so they were deceived as well. So Allah not only deceived the disbelievers, but he also deceived the believers, right?
Okay, you can say that. Okay.
All right. So you believe that your God deceived the believers into thinking that Jesus was crucified and allowed the believers of Jesus to be deceived until Muhammad came with the Quran to clarify the deception, right?
I told you, I don't know that, because I'm not a person of knowledge. But if I say like that,
Now you're not a person of knowledge, but you know the Psalms. You're all so funny.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
what does it mean if somebody knows Psalms, so he has all the knowledge?
That means you're knowledgeable, my brother. Since you're so knowledgeable that you know the Hebrew scriptures
told
and
you
what
in
they
the beginning.
prophesy and you can interpret them,
I told
then
you
you're
that-
knowledgeable enough to be able to break down your God deceiving believers for 600 years and then clarifying his deception once he sent Muhammad.
No, but I believe everything was clarified for their people before. Like, I believe like that.
Okay, where do you get that from?
Okay, if it is not written in the New Testament, so I don't know.
Exactly. So where do you get that from? It's not written in the New
My-
Testament.
Yeah. So this is a belief of mine, because I believe Jesus already told them that he will be saved. I believe like that.
But so okay, I hear you. So you're saying that you have a belief that Jesus warned his disciples that he would be saved, and this belief comes from nowhere. It has no evidence. You have nothing to substantiate it. You have no quote from Jesus, no reference from Jesus, nothing at all. But this is just your ad hoc, out of nowhere belief that you have within yourself as a Muslim, right?
Yeah, I cannot bring you any words like that, but this, yeah, because if it is not recorded in the New Testament, so I don't have any.
In the New Testament, do we have it recorded that Jesus says that he died and rose again from the dead?
In the New Testament, Jesus, I don't know that.
All right, let me help you out with that. So we have Luke chapter 24, and this is what he says in verse 44 and 46. This is after the crucifixion. This is the day that he rose again. He's talking to some of his disciples. It says, "Then he said to them, 'These are my words that I spoke to you while I was still with you, that everything written about me in the law of Moses, the prophets, and the Psalms must be fulfilled.' Then he opened their minds to understand the scriptures, and he said to them, 'This is what is written. The Messiah should suffer and rise from the dead on the third day, and repentance for forgiveness of sins would be proclaimed in his name to all the nations, beginning at Jerusalem. You are witnesses of these things.'" So right here, Jesus says that he died and rose again from the dead on the third day, right?
Okay. Okay. I don't know the context. Can I read the? Can you give me the verse?
It's Luke chapter 24.
Okay, just give me 1 second. Let me look, because it's good to look at least.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Hey, Logic, you going live later?
Nah, I'm not.
Before dying, he didn't say something like that, but after dying, he said, right?
Before dying, he said this, and after dying, he said this.
Okay, Luke what?
Luke chapter 24,
Okay.
verses 44 to 47.
44, 47. If maybe I don't know the full chapter to read it, but let's read this verse. This is what I told you while I was telling you everything that is written about me in the law of Moses, the prophet and the Psalm. Then he opened their minds so they could understand the scripture. He told me this is what I said. Repentance for the one person will be preached in heaven to beginning. Okay. Then I have read this. Okay, you're right here. But can I ask a question here? Again, it proves my point, because in the Psalm it is says that he will be saved. Why Jesus is saying that it is written in the Psalm that he will be crucified?
Well, it doesn't. That's the point. Is just that you're misunderstanding the Psalm. Jesus says that the Psalm says that he's going to die. And I can show you that Psalm. I can show you those. I can show you a bunch of those. But the point is that we have recorded that Jesus says before he dies and after that he's supposed to die, that he did die, and that he rose on the third day. Right? This is what we have Jesus himself saying about himself, right?
Okay, I will search about it, but still I can ask a question about the same crucifixion, like after rising from dead, he still has the human nature, correct?
Of course he does. But let's before we talk about the natures of Christ, let's make sure we solidify this point. Okay? Because remember, we're talking about where we get our beliefs from, if we have a basis for it, right? If we have a proof to back up what we believe. Right? And so what we have here is a recorded statement from Jesus that he did die and rise, right?
Yeah, because the gospel is like so confusing. Some places he say he will be saved, some places it like Hebrew 5.
There's never ever where you'll see Jesus say that he will be saved from that hour. In fact, he literally says, "For this hour I have come." You do have him when he's facing that hour. He prays in the Garden of Gethsemane. If it's possible, let this cup pass from him, but not my will, let your will be done. And then he continues to go forward with the Father's will, which is for him to be crucified and take on the sins of the world and rise again, as he says he did. This is what we have Jesus saying himself.
I don't know, like this Luke was not even the eyewitness. He was collecting
The eyewitness testimony.
from people. So I don't know if people, I don't know, like he met Jesus.
All right, do you want it from Matthew then? Matthew was a direct eyewitness. He was the tax collector that Jesus added as his disciple. You want to see from Matthew?
So if you go to Matthew still is not the writer of the.
Yes, he is. So wait. Now, do you see what you're doing now, brother? You see what you're doing now?
Because somebody is explaining Matthew that Matthew was in the book of Matthew. It is saying that there was a tax collector calling Matthew.
Yeah, and in the Quran it mentions and in the Quran it mentions Allah in the third person too, doesn't it?
Like where?
In Surah Fatiha.
Just all over the place, man.
In Surah Fatiha, it mentions Allah, right?
Yeah, you said there is nothing in the Old Testament that he will be saved. Like I understand.
Monotheist, I need you to follow the conversation, brother. You're not even able to track your own objections. You objected to Matthew and his authorship because Matthew mentions himself in the third person. Does Allah mention himself in the third person in the Quran?
I don't have knowledge. If I don't have, then I don't know discuss.
Okay, well, he does it all over the place. He does it in the very first chapter of your Quran. He mentions seeking refuge and praying to Allah, the beneficent, the most merciful, the King of the Day of Judgment. Allah talking about himself in the third person.
If God is talking that he was there, because God is always there, right? Matthew was not always there.
It doesn't matter about always being there. It matters about speaking of yourself in the third person. Your objection is, hey, Matthew mentioned Matthew, the tax collector. So therefore Matthew can't be the writer since Matthew mentions Matthew by name. That's your argument. Okay, so if we go with your logic, when the Quran, when Allah mentions Allah in third person, and Allah speaking mentions the most beneficent, the most merciful, the one who doesn't beget nor is begotten, when Allah mentions Allah and says, bear witness that there's no Allah except Allah, when Allah is mentioning himself in the third person, that means that the Quran can't be from Allah. It has to be from someone else, right?
Okay, but God is always there. But Matthew, when did Matthew write the gospel? Can you?
That's when he wrote it.
That's when he wrote it. I love that. That dude was all over the place. All over the place, Dida. What was that? I wasn't comprehending nothing, man.
That's what it is. It's Islam. First, his basis was, I believe that Jesus, told his disciples that he would be saved. It's just my belief. There's nothing that I have a recorded statement from Jesus. It doesn't say that in the New Testament. So I just take it on blind faith. Okay, so let's look in the New Testament. Let's see what Jesus actually says. And we see he says the opposite. But Luke was an eyewitness. Now at first the New Testament was your standard. Now that we see what Jesus said in the New Testament, now, who's Luke now? Matthew didn't write Matthew. Man, get out of here, man. You people, it's a breed of dishonesty. A breed of dishonest, disingenuous people. This is what Islam produces.
Dumb breed.
Dumb breed, man. Trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all be laughing when I say that, but that is the realest thing ever, man.
It's just so funny when you say it.
Nah, man, they're not this. It doesn't look like they're disbelievers.
Man, thank you. Finally,
we're not gonna hear what believe.
What happened to John? John, what's going on with you, bro? You all right up there?
I don't know.
Hey, so I heard Godlogic saying that Jesus is not the God of the Old Testament. Did I hear you saying that, Logic?
Is that what you heard me say?
I thought I heard you saying that.
Eunice, if you want to be if you want to stay on this stage, man,
You gotta do better than that.
You got to be honest.
All right, what did you say? Because I thought, what did you say?
Eunice, did you hear me say that? Just be honest. Did you hear me say that?
I'm about to say, I thought I heard you asking that last brother. You say, oh, okay, so is Jesus the God of the Old Testament? And the brother was starting in here, but is that what you believe, that he's not?
So I never said that he's not did I ever say he's not the God of the Old Testament?
No, because he asked you, but then you asked him.
No, he
so
didn't
I'm
ask,
like,
he didn't
does he
ask
not
me.
believe it?
No, he didn't ask me. I asked him. So
you don't believe it? Because he said you believe.
Just to be clear, did you hear me say that Jesus is not the God of the Old Testament, man?
He said according to you, and you say, no, I want to know about you.
Did you hear me? I'm going to give you one more chance to answer the question, Eunice.
Yeah.
Did you hear me say that Jesus is not the God of the Old Testament?
It's either he is or he isn't. Because when I heard you were refuting the brother saying that.
Shut up, Eunice.
Watch your head, B-Dog.
Just never come up here again. Because you continually embarrass yourself. You never represent anyone correctly. You have literally become a living meme in the Christian community. It's not funny anymore. It's just not funny anymore. Well, there's one guy left in the request. Let's see if he actually has something.
I actually do.
Do you disagree with the topic?
So Jesus, you need to understand what Islam is saying. He was crucified. That's not like an argument. What they're saying is that Allah raised him up.
Where is Sintra though?
What they're saying is they're taking the power away from the people who crucified him, and they're saying that he wasn't crucified him. That's what it appeared to be like, but Allah is calling him back. So they're not saying he wasn't crucified. They're just taking away the power away from the people who did the crucifixion.
So was Jesus crucified historically?
Yes.
Then there is no disagreement between you and us.
Yes, but the thing...
Hold on. If you've been paying attention to the arguments provided by the Muslims, they're the ones saying that he was not crucified.
I don't think they were real Muslims, personally.
Are you a Muslim?
I've taken my Shahada.
So, again, who decides which one is a true Muslim or not?
Allah.
Right. So you're not Allah, right?
I'm not, but I'm telling you, like the Islamic teaching.
I'm gonna ask the question again because I need you to pay attention. You're not Allah, are you?
I'm not claiming to be.
So you have no right to say that other people are Muslims and others aren't.
Right, but they need to know the doctrine.
The only problem is the people who have actually been Muslims have come up here and made that exact argument that Jesus was not crucified, end of story.
But he was.
So again, what you would probably need to do is go talk amongst your brothers.
I'm also Christian, bro. I'm both.
There is no such thing.
There is such thing.
There is no such thing.
Once I no longer agree with Islam, like if I had to pick one thing, I'm always going to pick Jesus Christ. And I even told them that when I was taking my Shahada, and I said that I didn't believe that he was they explained it to me where messenger is different, than, other things or whatever. But the argument is not whether he was crucified or not. It's actually beautiful when you look at it. And in the right context, they're not saying he wasn't crucified. They're taking away the power from the people who crucified Jesus Christ.
So where are you getting this interpretation from?
From the Quran and from the different people that have asked this particular question.
No, I'm like authoritative sources like tafsir or hadith. Where do you get this interpretation from instead of just engaging in bid'ah?
It's like I said, I'm not. This is what I was told whenever I asked this question, and I was given the scriptures and the context of.
So
they're not saying. they're not saying he wasn't crucified. They're saying that they're just wording it in a way that takes away the power away from the people who
But who's
crucified
the
him.
they?
The Romans.
No, I'm talking about who told you. Who are these they that told you?
The people, they were Sunni, so it was Sunni Muslims.
No, and the Sunni would get it from the Sunnah, right?
Right.
Right. So where in the Sunnah are these Sunni Muslims getting it from?
I mean, do you want? I put the Quran verses in there. Do you want me to? You can look this up. Like this is like a known thing. Like I'm not making this up. This is a known thing.
Then prove it.
Okay, I can post it in the. I can post like I can post the Quran verses in the group if you want to read it.
I don't know where they are.
All right, 1 second. Let me put it in the chat.
I'm
I'm trying to understand where he stands.
I'm a Muslim, but I'm also a
Is he
Christian.
a Muslim or a Christian? Which one? I don't understand.
Neither. The answer
What
is
does that mean?
this is the nonsense that Chrislam
When are
gives you.
they? When are they going to stop this? Like when? You guys really need to stop this. Oh my God. Is it possible for you to be a Muslim at the same time Christian? How
No,
does that work?
it doesn't. To be a Christian would need to recognize the death, burial, and the resurrection of Jesus. A Muslim can never
That's
do
to
that.
stop.
Right. A Christian would have to confess the gospel that is found in 1 Corinthians 15 and is solidified in the Nicene and Apostles' Creed. A Muslim can never do that.
All right. So did you read the messages or no?
I understood the claim, but you're not giving
No,
me.
and I put it in the chat. I put the verses in the chat.
All it says is Allah raised him up alive and unharmed. He will return at the end. But that doesn't say the claims that I asked you to find, dude.
I'm just saying that like it's being taken out of context, and like Jesus would not be conducting himself in this way and turning people away from him. The sons of Ishmael are part of the covenant, like whether you guys like it or not, kind of thing. So it's like Jesus would have welcomed the
So
sons.
I'm just gonna ask the question again. Where are you getting this interpretation from? Well, demonstrate to me that you are not committing bid'ah.
I'm not fully Muslim. Like if I have to pick between Muslim and like Jesus Christ, I'm
You're not
picking
fully
Jesus Christ.
Muslim?
I'm not.
Here, hold on.
What's going on?
What I need you to do.
You can laugh like an idiot, but like you don't know.
Hold on, Elyon. So what you're gonna need to do is do either one or two things. Go either be a full Christian or go be a full Muslim and then come back to me, okay?
All right. Well, can I ask you one thing then?
No, go be a scholar.
What is going on here? Now he's not fully Muslim. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. Oh God, man. What was he talking about? I mean, the Quran literally says, they did not kill him, neither was he crucified. That's what the Quran says.
Nope.
And he said he's going to return. Where does the Quran say that?
Nowhere. Leader, if you want to come up, life's gonna have to do that. I can't see you in the request because you have a private account.
Alright, welcome back guys. That was an amazing one. Let us know your thoughts, what you were able to learn in the comment section. Share this video, subscribe. This concept of the resurrection with a glorified body can be understood by an 80 years old. It is somehow that an acclaimed adult find it almost impossible to understand these simple things. It is either these guys are dumb or they are pretending to be dumb in order to invade the Christians, because it is almost impossible that a full-grown adult cannot understand this simple concept, if they cannot understand this simple explanation, how will he be able to understand his own books, which are more complex than these explanations? It bothers me that a full-grown man can't keep to his own words. They make a point, and when you press them harder, they change their words immediately. Here is one of the things I find that most, if not all, Muslims do. They state things they claim as facts. When you press them for an evidence, they are unable to reply or deny their initial point. The implication of saying Jesus was not crucified but Allah made it to appear so is that it makes Allah to be a deceiver for making it appear so to them. This means that the Quran is equating Allah to Satan because the only entity the previous scriptures called the deceiver is Satan, the devil. So by implications, if you make that statement that Allah made it to appear to the believers and non-believers that Jesus was crucified whereas he was not, this means that you're trying to say that he is a deceiver for deceiving the people because he knew that the disciples of Jesus will carry this message around as they have seen. So if you're coming to tell us that he made it appear to them that he was crucified when he was not, then you're calling your God a deceiver. So guys, thank you for watching. Share this video, subscribe. We'd love to see you in the next episode.